Hi, my name is Don Cotton, sophomore at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Over the past few weeks, my environmental science class have been exploring different food systems, more importantly, how human demands constantly affect the way our food is produced, harvested, and prepared. In relation to food, our food choices are often influenced by our friends and families. Most times, when we eat, we develop food culture subconsciously, especially in college. For example, when new roommates are introduced, they often get to know each other over food. It is during those introductory moments that we either notice one's food culture and embrace it, or use their food choice to alter our eating habits. This alteration has a host of reasons, whether it's a fear of being judged or simply eating what is available. The transition from high school to college is a pivotal moment in an individual's life that shape their lifestyles and decisions. During this shift, students are taught about the dangers of drugs, alcohol, and campus climate. While these are all essential and vital ingredients for a successful college life, there's usually no emphasis on making wise, sustainable choices. Instead, students are told to avoid the freshman 15, but schools like the University of Wisconsin-Madison do not provide students with a variety of healthy alternatives that would limit this accelerated weight gain. In addition, living sustainably is promoted regularly on campus, but when it comes to eating sustainably, that demand essentially becomes non-existent. These contextual issues fueled my decision to search for college students who are trying to live and eat sustainably. Nothing is more fundamental to human survival and satisfaction than food. The production, preparation, and consumption of food involve us in intimate relations with the natural world and with each other. With my experience working and observing the food culture society FIG under the leadership of Professor Jack Klappenberg at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, we explored how foodways are expressions of individual and cultural identity. Throughout this FIG experience, special attention is given to how culinary patterns reflect the struggles and aspirations of minority and immigrant communities. In addition, experimental learning technique in and outside of the classroom are supplemented by a dinner lab, in which members cook and share a meal together each Tuesday evening. On September 28, 2011, my father passed away at the gym. I began to question whether I had made him proud and reminisce on our wonderful memories. I decided to turn that pain into a learning opportunity. Because we are told that food is connected to everything, I wanted to know and explore how food was infused into my pain. I discovered that in many ways my reaction to this news was similar to our reaction with food. How? Because many people do not have an emotional or personal connection to food. We cannot visibly witness the planting and harvesting, therefore there is no connection. The same applied to me then. It was hard to accept my father's death because I was not visibly looking at his car, his clothes, and other belongings. However, my life was with him, was full of extensive pleasure. We knew each other well. He lived in me, which is why when I found out that he died, it felt that a piece of my heart was forcibly ripped out of my chest. Again, this is similar to our connection with food. When we are aware of our food and its sources, it becomes a part of us. In Michael Pollan's book, Omnivore's Dilemma, he discusses how the food industry must compete for every dollar spent, regardless of their effect on nutritional status. Thanks to marketing, consumers are not urged to eat less beef, but to eat less saturated fat. Therefore, it is up to us to follow after the FIG and educate ourselves about CAFOs, chemicals such as DES and DDT, and then become part of the change that we want to see. Living a sustainable life isn't a one-day conversion, but rather a process that involves simple steps that, when put together, those steps make a big difference. After learning about the unethical practices in the American food system, there are usually responses that suggest that we don't have a choice in the types of food that we eat. But I beg to differ, because living sustainable also means being conscientious enough to realize that every time we spend money, we vote.